Welcome to the show. This is the Jay and Cody Show. We have our buddy Gabe in today. He's not coming haphazardly through the door halfway through. He's actually here from the get-go.
Yeah.
No, he come in here like Kramer.
Maybe twice.
Right.
Busting through about falling over. Yeah.
I'm going to start playing a catchy bass line every time you come in here.
You should.
I'm just going to have my bass ready.
You have to learn.
You should.
So, how was everybody's weekend?
Slow, I guess.
Very, busy. I wish I had time to relax, but I didn't really have any.
Really? You're that busy?
I was, actually.
Why do you do that to yourself?
I don't know. I really don't like it.
Well, listen. We'll kind of frame this motherfucker for a second. Our buddy...
Which one, me or...
Our buddy Gabe here is a musician. He's the digital side of it, unlike me and Cody, who are more analog.
Real musicians.
Nice
Okay.
Feel the tension.
I really wanted to see him say something. I was waiting.
I know.
Anyway, does a lot of work for... he's working stuff for our show. He's got things with a few fairly named big rappers. Right?
Oh, well, one, mainly. Got an upcoming guy. Soon to be, probably pretty well known, I would say.
Really?
But, it's kind of a secret right now.
Right. You can't say too much about it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Unfortunately, I get that. So, how long ago did you start this?
Well, technically...
And, I say I started playing guitar when I was, 5. And, it's because I used to play I played, an acoustic, a shitty piece of crap acoustic, from, 5 to 8.
So I could go back to when I was playing piano.
When it really...
When I really started getting into it.
Yeah, and you had the love for music.
Well, that was probably when I was about 10 years old. Yeah.
Did your mom make you take lessons, or did you want to...
Well, yeah, I was kind of forced into it at first. But, as I came along, it just kind of all fell in place.
So Stockholm Syndrome, pretty much. You're forced into something and then you develop a love for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What's that?
What's your mom's name?
Can you say that on air?
Renee?
That's what I thought. Okay. No, that's what I thought. No, I knew your mom, that's why.
Is that like a setup for a bad joke?
No.
Like you actually know his mom?
No, she works at school.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Not an urban diss?
No, I was just seeing if his mom was a school teacher. That's why. I was like, yeah.
Gotcha.
But not a music teacher. That's why.
No, we had talked about this before.
Yeah,
if you would have been paying attention,
Right.
you
Says the
probably
one
would
who
have
never
caught on.
listens to our show.
Just like if you knew about Milo, he'd have known what was going on. Anyway, sorry. When were you part of the high school, or not high school, middle school band?
Actually, I never
bullshit?
got into that. I never did get into that because I don't know, all the things that the people had talked about. I didn't know if I really wanted to get into that scene. I guess.
Well, it's weird. Cody? Have you? Were you ever in the
They wouldn't let me in. No, legitimately.
I guess I
she
could
wouldn't
see
let me
that.
in. My music teacher didn't like me.
They didn't like cross dressers. I get
No.
it. No, I wasn't either. I've never been in But when did you learn to read music, Gabe?
Probably when I was about 10. I mean,
Really?
I really developed from that point. I mean, when I first started taking piano lessons, I hated it. Absolutely hated it.
You,
Did
by the
not
way,
want
did
to
say
ever go.
when I first started taking lesbians.
Lesbians? Hey, yeah.
That's what you said.
No, I like turning them. Yeah, that's. I mean, that's fun. But
He's 0 for 5. But on the other way around, he's 2 for 0.
Yeah.
let's
So
not talk
did you
about
have
that.
did you have a problem learning how to play or read music?
No, actually.
Really?
That's the thing. I thought that, I mean, when you're younger like that, you think, oh, this isn't cool because these people aren't doing it, or, oh, this is cool because these people are doing it. You know, you want to be part of that group of people that you want to hang around. And so at first, like I said, I really hated it because I didn't want anybody finding out and not
So
liking
you
me
thought-
anymore.
you
I mean, I was
thought,
at that age.
You
know?
thought it was a dork thing to do. To play.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I really did. But as I continued to play and develop in that I was able to read music very well.
Would you walk around like hiding a keyboard in a pizza box? You know, like the old was it Fresh Prince of Bel-Air thing?
Yeah. I wish I would have. I wish I would have continued down that route. I mean, right now, I actually kind of regret that. Doing it.
So when did you stop playing?
I did lessons for probably at least a couple years. And then at that point, I still kind of had that mindset of, oh, this isn't the cool thing, you know? And, but I loved it. And I didn't want to stop. So, as I thought about it in years to come, I was like, okay, well, let's check out like DJ stuff and all that kind, you know. And I constantly would listen to music. I would go to school, come home from school, and I would listen to music for 8 hours straight and just learn about it. And
sit in a device that hugs you to help you with your autism. Sorry.
Wow. Yeah, sure, yeah.
Watch Temple Grandin and you would have got that. But, like, you're not that old.
No.
So, when you were in high school, I mean, like, like Steve Aoki and stuff, like, those guys were huge. And still are.
Yeah.
Like, but you still didn't, like, think that was a cool...
No, actually, when I got to high school...
Was it all about gangster rap? Were you all about, like, GUnit and...
I mean, I was part of that scene. I had a lot of friends that were into it, and I did a lot of that.
Yikes.
But
how many times did you say the N-word?
Actually, I never did. I respected it very much. I actually did. What?
What happened?
Especially when you're referring to the lady across the street. Hey, you porch monkey.
No, I never really... Yeah, I never got into saying that kind
Were
of
you
stuff.
ever,
But,
like, a wigger?
No.
Like baggy pants and, like, a hoodie? Which, by the way, you know what I mean by hoodie. I know, because, like, that's...
Are you talking about, like, the big baggy ones with the massive hood and stuff like that?
Yes, yeah. And they had to be, like, a certain style and a certain look.
Wait, what you got against big old hoodies?
I know what you're talking about.
No, good Lord,
that's fine.
Yeah.
That is
big
fine.
old hoodies.
Where were you?
No, we're talking about, like, 3X on a child with a massive oversized hood that you can pull down over your face.
And it has to be, like, a certain style.
That have eye cutouts and mouth cutout. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, you haven't? That's a big wigger look.
I don't think so. Like, the hoodie is cut out?
No, I was just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, he's joking, but where it just, like,
where you can actually take the hood all the way over.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a big wigger.
Really?
But they'll take it and they'll put it, like, right on top of their head, so it doesn't even cover their whole head, and all the excess is hanging off the back, and it's like...
Like that?
Further.
Or more, really? Like
Yeah.
Look, you can't even see.
You can pull it down to your chin.
They could if they want to, but they don't. Yeah,
they
like
don't.
He's explaining.
Yeah. No, they put it back to, like,
but,
right here on
it
their
looks
head,
like an extra...
halfway, like that, kind of, yeah.
Looks like a
for
tumor growing out of their neck.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen people, like, the halfway on the head I've seen.
Yeah.
I thought you meant, like, when it's all the way down.
No.
Oh, that's stupid.
We apologize for Cody's... He does it every now and then.
He's very unsure.
We have to kick him in the ass and he restarts. Just goes off track.
Yeah. It's kind of like when your phone starts freezing up, you got to restart.
Yeah, exactly.
And I had that issue today. I almost threw my phone
annoying.
out the window. But,
I hate doing this too, but where you have like a hat on and you put your hoodie over it.
See,
but sometimes I get cold, and so I have to do
I'll do it
but I don't want to take my hat off.
Yeah, I'll do
I
it
hate
if
this
it
look.
needs being done.
Yeah, I hate this look, but
Like,
if
I'm
I've never actually done that.
If I'm walking somewhere in the winter and it's windy,
Yeah, exactly.
I'll fucking do it. I don't care.
I do it if I get cold, which isn't terribly often.
We are so much more a function over style kind of. But yeah, so you never were? You didn't like...
No, not really.
Did you idolize Eminem growing up?
I idolize Eminem now.
Actually, to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of Eminem.
Really?
That surprises me.
That does. I actually like Eminem. I mean,
I was more of the 90s kind of rap.
Nothing wrong with that.
Kind of guy.
Like Naughty by Nature?
Yeah.
Yeah, Naughty by Nature is awesome.
8 Ball, MGJ, MJG.
Yep.
I say MGJ because I think of MGK.
Right.
So
I like.
never say that.
I prefer the new rap.
You don't like MGK?
You like the new rap?
I love new. What's
Really?
It?
Depends who it is.
It definitely
Like, I don't
depends
like
who it is.
mumble
I
rappers.
hate the mumble rap.
I love mumble rap. It's
Really?
great.
All right, you need to just leave.
I don't fucking.
Well, Like, I think the only mumble rapper I like is Future.
I think the newest shit.
I don't technically classify him as a mumble
Have you listened
rapper.
to his shit? You can't.
I
Tell
haven't.
what the fuck
Okay,
he's saying.
okay. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't listened to a whole lot of his.
Yeah. No,
but-
he's a mumble rapper, but he's kind of like in between, like Lil Yachty, who uses way too much auto-tune and mumbles, and like.
See, that's another thing I hate. I can't stand auto-tune.
Me either. I can't stand. Not in.
No, but you know where it came from. You know who first started using it?
Who's that?
Heavy metal.
What?
Really?
Yeah, back
Who?
in the day.
Dio.
Dio. No, not that long ago. No, but like Slipknot and Korn and those like where they would need a clear sound.
It was just very slight,
Really?
though.
Yes, yeah. It was just
See,
it was for what it was supposed to be.
Yeah,
that you couldn't
yeah,
tell if
and
your
now
singer
people
couldn't
use
sing.
it
By the
because
way,
they
Corey
just can't
Taylor's a
sing.
great singer and
Now.
he can sing perfect now. But back in the day, he couldn't. And yeah, like Mudvayne, all those guys. Like, yeah, I didn't know that. And so I was listening to an old, I think it was Mudvayne LD50.
Really?
And-
They use it on there?
yeah, and I was listening to what's that song? Dun, 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 dun.
Death Blossoms?
Death Blooms. Death Blooms, yeah. And like through stereo, I could hear like a little bit of that twinge. I'm like, that's fucking auto-tune.
I haven't noticed that. I love that album.
It's a great album. Great album. He's a great guy, great singer. But
Yeah.
back at in his youth, he wasn't. I mean, those guys. A lot of them didn't come from. Like they just did it because they went to growl and you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it took off, and it's like, oh shit, I need to learn how to sing. But you notice his voice change?
Yeah.
Yeah, like then he learned how to sing, and now his voice doesn't sound. Which, by the way, I kind of liked him better before because he
Really?
learned how to sing.
I like him better now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I prefer LD50 version of him over.
Really?
Yeah, the closet kind of shit he does
Closet.
now. Yeah, that screaming or closet, whatever its song is. Which, by the way, is still like 4 years old because that's the last thing he's done. Right?
No.
Mudvayne?
Yeah. I thought that Lost and Found album was their last one.
No. No, Lost and Found was... And even
Hold up.
that was
Yeah.
forever ago. Doesn't matter. No, it's kind of cool, though, that you took from, like, older stuff.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't, really. What do you think of Kanye?
Ugh.
He can rest in peace whenever he wants.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, he's shitty.
But his beats are really good.
That doesn't matter. I don't
That
care.
does because that's
Okay.
what he does. Like, that's what Gabe does. is
If
the
you're
beats.
taking
purpose
Kanye out of it,
That's what I'm
and you're
like,
talking about the beats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I
the,
honestly don't have any input because I don't listen to his music.
that's the thing
Really?
though. Like
Yeah.
if you're going off just beats, that's fine. But when you're looking at a rapper, you got to look past the beats because that's one of my problems with mumble rappers is they've all got pretty nice beat. Like I really like
Yeah.
the beat, but
Yeah.
their lyrics are
But-
shit.
Lyrics
but
are
I'm-
terrible.
If you can
But
hear 'em.
but like, okay, it's like, fucking, as a guitar player, I love Ozzy live with Zach Wilde because it's insane.
Yeah.
But if you're just an average person, I could see you be like, God, this is so annoying. Does a guy ever stop using pinch harmonics?
Right.
But I'm like, I'm all hard and shit for it. Even though Ozzy's off rhythm because he sucks at, live. He sucks now. He's old.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. Yeah, don't fucking come after me about Ozzy hate. I love Ozzy. But, like, just as a guitarist, I love it. That's why I meant, like, as a musician, as writing beats and all that, where do you put, like, Kanye and Drake and, some of those guys were, like...
They all kind of have their
Kendrick
different
Lamar
types
recently, I
of
was like...
styles, I mean, of course, every artist is going to have a different
Of course,
type of
yeah,
style.
right.
By the way,
But I mean, well, I guess the reason I was focusing that was like, do you still take from that '90s kind of rhythm, or now are you more interested in like what Kendrick Lamar's beats are, or what the newer guys' stuff is?
See, the thing...
I say newer, but he's been around for forever.
The thing about creating music these days is that you got to have something that is modern, and most everything now is modern. There's not a whole lot of old school stuff anymore. So I want to get to the
basic,
point.
though, isn't it? I mean,
but that's
Oh,
because
the
we're not
beats
old
these
school right
days
now.
are extremely basic.
no, I
and
meant
that-
the old ones.
Oh, the old ones?
Yeah, aren't they pretty basic? I mean,
They are
there's-
basic,
they
but
are.
when you really listen to them and you get down in depth, they have a lot of variety in it. You listen to a beat these days, and there's maybe very slight changes. I mean,
Just kind of the same.
I was going
4/4,
through YouTube.
2/4.
or this weekend. I mean, whenever I got a chance, just listen to things in my car, wherever, and I was coming across a lot of things where the melody would stay, the sound would stay constant throughout the whole song, and then they would throw in some drum patterns and some 808s and this and that, some guitar, piano, whatever,
Speaking of that,
the chorus would stay the same, and the verses would stay the same. So it was just repeating over and over and over. And I want to get away from that. When I first lay my beat out and I organize it and everything, it will sound like that. But I'm not satisfied with that. I need variety. I need the verses to sound different. It grabs the people's attention. Like every 4 bars, I like to change the sound of it just enough to where it keeps you intrigued in what's coming next. But you're still on the
same beat, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No, same melody. I thought you meant
same changing
melody.
All the shit. I'm like, yeah, that'd be fucking crazy.
Same melody and everything, and there's so many modifications you can do. I mean, I'm constantly still learning. I mean, this is only the beginning,
right?
And I've been doing it for. I really started with my studio back in 2009, and I'm still learning about things.
Which hopefully will be one of our homes at some point soon, which would be great.
Yeah.
No, I think that's cool. Yeah, and yeah, for a second I thought you meant like kind of a System of a Down style of. I'm like, dude, I don't know about that'll go with that rap music. That'll be fucking crazy.
But nobody's doing it, so maybe it would take off.
It might.
Yeah. No, there's so many different ideas that go through my mind. And it's like, what if I do this? What if I do that? And yeah, it might sound crazy at first, but what if somebody else gets the same idea I do on the lyrical side?
Right. Do you take anything from like Travis Barker, who I think, for me personally, has wrote like one of the best quote unquote hip hop rap albums, and he just wrote the music and the drums.
Give the drummer some?
Yeah.
Is that
I believe that's
called?
what it's called.
Give the drummers?
Yeah.
I have one of the songs on my phone.
I'm sure you have the big hit that came out of it. But I can't remember the name of it.
Let's Go?
Yeah.
But it's funny that you say, did you take something from this person?
Yeah, I mean, because I think as a musician we take, even when I did play guitar, I mean, I still sometimes, not the point, but I would always still take something from like Billy Joe Armstrong, who was like the first inspiration I got to pick up a guitar, or Stevie Ray Vaughan, who was the first inspiration I got to like learn how to solo and stuff, like those kind of things, like that's what forms who you become. I don't mean like you just like I like the way that sounds, I'm going to use that.
Right.
No, I just mean like that, maybe style or that adaptation.
No, I see what you're saying. That's what a lot of people do, and that's personally why I don't think they make it all the way, They don't, people don't catch on to what they're doing. There's millions.
I would honestly have to disagree with you.
Hold on. There's millions and millions of tracks that are produced and released every day. And if you come up with something completely different than anything else out there, yeah, you might say, okay, I just listened to this beat and I like the sound of that bell. But what if that bell had like a saw type feel to it? You take that, you modify it a few different ways, and you change. I mean, you don't use the same melody or anything like that, but you like the sound of that, but you want to make it your own. I'm still trying to find my signature sound, And once you find your signature sound, then everything comes from your mind.
Well, but I guess what I was saying is like, even if you talk to like Metallica, they're like, oh, the Misfits was one of our biggest, and it's like every famous musician has people that they've taken things from.
Yeah. Yes, in a way.
Yeah, I mean, not.
Yeah,
but,
they're not like.
There again, it's not.
They're not like Godsmack copying everyone.
Right. It's not like we're, like, oh, that's completely this person. No, again, it's just like
you're not taking your style, but more. Yeah, I like using the word inspiration. That's the same.
But yeah, who? With that being said, who is some, like, who are you listening to now, or where do you get your maybe inspiration from, or and I'm not even saying, like, again, not your style, not what you do, but who do you think is doing what you would like to be doing, as far as, again, not maybe the music note for note or anything like that, but, like, as far as, like, I really love that this guy is so far out of the box, you know, even if it's kind of crazy. I know you love I Like Orange Juice song. I know that's one of your favorites.
I've never even heard of it.
You,
Really?
No.
I hate that song.
I feel like you should.
I've never
I feel like
even
you
heard
should
it.
bring that up.
All right.
I don't know if you should.
no,
I'm kind of worried now.
No, well, I'll show you later.
Okay. No, but like, is there?
Okay, there was one, I can't even remember this song, but, and I had never heard of this producer before, and he's about my age, Metro Boomin. He's kind of newer from what I mean, he's been working on beats since he was, I think he released his first one when he was 13.
Jesus.
Nice.
Or he made his first beat at 13. But my
That
inspiration
young fella's going
that I
places.
get from him is what he has done to get as far as he has. And the way he has taken his style and made it completely different from everybody else's. Like, another person would be Zaytoven. Because he incorporates almost a classical feel to his beats.
Really? I wonder where he got the name from.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, obviously, he got his name from that, but...
From Tchaikovsky.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It was all about
But,
Chopin.
Right.
But, I mean, he obviously got his name from the style of beat that he had, and he had that classical feel.
Beethoven? I didn't know that was a style of beat.
But see, I wonder if, like, that was kind of...
Jeez.
I wonder if he kind of mimicked that from, like, Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Who played around with that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, which is kind of interesting
And see,
to
that's
think
the
about.
thing, though. Like,
Yeah.
everyone takes inspiration, and they take something from someone.
Yeah.
I would go as far to argue as there's no original art.
There is no pure. And
Right,
I've learned
not
that after
pure
so long,
original.
you know, like, you can't be. It's
I
just
think
not...
I think there
asking-
is. I think
you
it
can
is
be-
possible to be pure.
Okay, but if you are, let me say this, you're not going to be good.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be. It'll be
I'm
a
trying to
long
think
road.
of... I'm trying to think of some just, like,
Well, but here's the thing, though.
cluster fucks of bands that are... They sound like no one else, but, like, like,
Yeah.
I'm not listening to that.
You know, here's the thing, though. We've gotten to a point with music where there's been so much of it that I don't think anybody will ever be able to produce a song that has no similarities to another song. Where a bunch of people can sit down and be like, "Yeah, I don't see any other band in this." Like,
Yeah, I
even
mean-
if they didn't,
No, I
even if they
agree.
didn't derive
I
it from
agree.
it, so
Even
you
like
can't
a-
be pure.
Even, like, a 4/4 beat is something that...
Well, God, 4/4 is so saturated that
Right, but I'm just saying, like, you can't even take a beat. Like,
We should
just
do-
a rhythm. A rhythm, sorry, not a
we
beat,
should
but a
do a
rhythm.
17.
That, a 7... What would that be? 17. I don't even know. Now, I think we should go the exact opposite way. Like, slower. Like, lower, like typo negative speed. That's how...
Ugh, typo negative sucks at dick.
Just like, boom, boom,
Ugh.
boom. That should be your... That
What
should be your-
if?
that
What if
should be
you
your
could
rhythm.
do something like that?
Yeah, but you could.
Yeah, I bet you couldn't.
Now
you
you
could
got
get-
me interested.
And you could get someone to, like, speed rap through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be cool.
Ugh.
You know, just leave.
It'd be like
You gotta go
That sounds
anyway.
awful.
It'd be like a big like a hardcore breakdown.
I kind of
Yeah,
like that
yeah,
idea.
you're right. Actually,
Yeah.
just bring it back, the same riff back, but slower.
Right.
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea.
Down.
But just
Now you
really
got me
slow.
thinking.
Right.
And then really fast on the lyrics. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Just pig squeals through the whole thing.
It's-
I'll bring you in for that.
Okay. Oink.
so I think what you said maybe not now, maybe not at this exact moment. Probably by the time this airs, you'll have some stuff up on SoundCloud.
Yeah, I'm
Is
hoping
there
to
a plug
have
you
some
wanna-
stuff on SoundCloud. If you want to check me out, my name is State of Mind Productions on SoundCloud, so check it out when you get a chance. I don't have a whole lot up there right now. I think I have 2 tracks, but there will definitely be more to come.
And he will be featured on our Patreon as well, so that'll be cool.
I am
We haven't talked to you about it, but it's going to happen.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. I will
surprise.
also have a intro coming for the show pretty soon.
Yeah, that's
so,
right. But yeah, no. When we're
about
signed up
that.
for Patreon, we'll be giving. We'll have him make special songs for our listeners.
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Yeah.
I can do it.
That's how we get things done. We put you on air.
Yeah.
And then we like pressure you.
By the
to,
way,
like, do it now.
surprise.
This is what's going to happen.
I like the pressure, actually. Honestly, I do.
Yeah, I know
like.
you do. Right around the sides of your neck, right?
We're not to that point yet. We're not talking about that yet. But
We had to get my dick hard and then just leave me half
sorry.
dressed.
Well,
You should be used to that by now, though.
I know. I've got like a semi. Always. Just
Constantly,
a
yeah. You
semi.
just want to respect.
I am like ready to go at any time.
nice.
Like if you look at me wrong, it's just full
Boing.
mass. Just
I
bam.
am worried now.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that one guy. He was. It was just this last weekend. He was in that big mall in, of course, Florida, and he was just beating off in the middle of it. Like, how the fuck do you do that? Like, I couldn't beat off in front of a lot of people if I had to. Like, it was like, hey, you know, like if it was Speed,
Yeah.
like the movie Speed,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
you know, like on my dick. It was like, you've got to keep this friction going, or your cock's going to blow up.
Right.
And they put me
You
in
know
the
what?
middle of a mall. I wouldn't be able. It'd just be like it's so small and
You know what one of my
yeah, like, I'm all
I'd give you
nervous.
tweezers.
He's like going back into his hole, and it's
You know what one of my dreams is? Like one of my legitimate dreams is go to New York, get on a really high building, and just jerk off on the side of the building. And so like somebody's walking down below and just like hits them.
Yeah, but
That
knowing
would be
you,
my dream.
knowing you, it would just spurter on your balls.
Probably.
I wouldn't get
Oh, there it is.
Yep. Drip, drip.
landed on my giant testicle.
Is that a bad thing?
Your tumor-sized.
They just
testicle.
look big because. Oh.
in comparison
Yeah,
to
you're
the
right.
small,
Exactly.
the small
True.
white chocolate. That's what I thought they called you back in the day.
It is actually, as a matter of fact, it's white chocolate.
But small white chocolate.
Oh well, yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Right.
Unfortunately, for all you listeners, Cody does have to leave.
I do.
So we're going to continue the show without him, but we love him, and he'll be...
Kind of.
yeah, sometimes, at times.
Well, I will see you guys later.
Yeah, I don't know where Cody... He said he just had to go. You know?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you become Hollywood. is-
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I
with
don't
him.
answer questions. Well, I didn't say... I mean, okay, he went more San Francisco. I get
Okay,
it,
there we
yeah.
go. That works.
But it doesn't feel like he has to... like, yeah, I'm just half of this program. I don't have to do it.
I'm barely talking, not asking any questions, nothing like that.
Right? I was on my phone. I can leave.
That's all he's doing anyway.
No, actually, I think he's got to go get his exam. You know? Yeah.
That he failed?
No, well...
Oh, is he taking
let's,
that?
I hope he's not going to fail.
I hope he's not either.
They're, well, what happens...
It's kind of a joke, but...
What happens, I guess, to your anus when it gets pounded a lot...
Oh, this
is
kind of exam.
You get these, like, pull-ups, or polyps. Apparently, he's got such bad polyps back there that he
Ooh.
can't sit right, so... They're going to try to see what
That's
they can
why
do.
he...
Yeah.
Okay, now I know
get
why
that.
he sits on his leg.
Right.
That
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, he literally, if he sits down on his ass, he literally goes up like 3 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, so I get
It's like
it.
a rocket.
Right.
I think... Oh, I figured it out. You know how they invented a rocket? A space shuttle? Somebody like Cody.
Someone like Cody,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're
Just,
like, oh, what if...
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Just pieced it
so
together.
hopefully he does okay. Hopefully they
Yeah.
come back and they figure out how to drain him or whatever, you know. He needs the help. The poor guy.
He does.
He's crazy.
He definitely does.
Did you see anything on this Milo? I don't know how to say his name. Milo Yukanovic, whatever his name is. Have you seen it? You know who he is? Do you?
I don't know. I feel like I've talked about this at work, but I'm not 100% sure.
He's a horrible guy. And he's gotten really, I would say, famous lately because he went to go talk at UC Berkeley, and the liberals protested, and they got all crazy because they didn't want him talking. And so he got more notable by then. But what he does do is he's the editor-in-chief for Breitbart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you look at the guy, or you see him, he is the stereotypical twink. And I say
Really?
that being nicely. Like, he is so... And our last show, I actually discussed about how much I can't stand that kind of person. Hey, I'm not a bigot. I just don't, like... I don't respect you if you act that way. But that's a girl or guy.
Yeah.
You know, like, if your woman comes out and just like, well, you know my hair goes good with my shoes, you're like... I'm like, fuck you,
okay,
I don't
whatever.
give a shit, go away. So, yeah, he acts like that. I just don't respect that.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a big story. Like he has like one of his big shirts that you can buy says "Feminism, the real cancer."
Oh yeah, that's
the real cancer
exactly.
is feminism. Like,
That's
he's a
ridiculous.
horrible guy. But of course, you'd expect that from Breitbart. Anyway, there was this video came out this weekend. I think it was Sunday, where he basically says, word for word, he says, the relationship between a young boy and an older man in gay society is life-affirming.
What?
Right. And he says it's, consensual, but, it's something that he thinks every gay guy should go through, and he went on this whole rant. Took a lot of shit for that, as you would. I actually wish I was the podcast that had him. Some podcast got him, and that's what he said. Yeah. In fact, the podcast, if anyone watches the video on the Associated Press, it's fucking great. One of the guys in the podcast has like a luchador mask on. I couldn't stop watching him. I didn't even give a shit about what was going on.
I know that feeling. I know
was
what you're talking
watching
about right
that
there.
guy's awesome. They're all vaping and fucking dressed up like wrestlers. I'm like, how the fuck why aren't we there? What the hell? Anyway, I thought it was just kind of bullshit, honestly.
Yeah, no, it is.
Like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I figured they took something he said and they exploited it, whatever.
Exactly.
Because you just see that, I mean, but no, he actually said that and blah, blah, blah. Well, today is Tuesday, I don't know what date it is.
21st.
21st. It's like about 6 o'clock.
5:50, something like that.
2 hours ago, I read on Twitter that he resigned from Breitbart.
Really?
Yeah. So who knows what the fuck is really going? Like,
you think he was forced to?
I don't know. But it's Breitbart.
Yeah.
Like, they're not.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
You know what I mean?
You know?
Yeah. And apparently, I'm guessing maybe there's just so much shit against him. There's no way he can get out of it. Like,
Maybe there'll be there. I'm sure there'll be more to come out on it, but
I'm guessing. I don't think I've not heard anyone else even talk about him get fired. I mean, of course, we're one of the first media groups that's reported.
yeah.
Most of them do their show earlier in the day. But yeah, it's like, wow. So I didn't think it was that big a deal. Like, and I don't know, like, how do you feel about that? Like, do you think saying that should get him fired? Or do you think, like, this guy's already, like, where do you fall on that kind of thing?
Personally, I think, in my state of mind, I think he would be fired for it. I mean, some of that stuff people can take very, very offensively, and it could result in violence in a way. If you really think about it, you get down deep, the reactions of people.
Oh, in his, he did Bill Maher this weekend.
Yeah.
They had guests that dropped out. They didn't want to be with him, and this is prior to this thing coming out, because he spouts a lot of vile, fucked up things.
So I definitely, I think it'd probably be something he got fired for.
But I will say this. I don't feel like he should have been fired for it. Now, and hear me out on this, because
I'm listening.
I don't think that, like, okay, Madonna, who I think
Right.
I have even less respect for than I did before, but when she was, and this is a liberal speaking, by the way, when she was like, I want to blow up the White House, I don't think she should have been fired for that. I mean, I can't back whatever. Okay. Actually, we got to do a part 2 on this because we were running out of time. I will keep that place, what I said, and yeah, we'll continue.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back.